Our body is a temple and we need to maintain it properly. If we don't respect this temple, how many people turn around and put sugar in the gas tanks of their car? Do you know of anybody that really puts sugar in the gas tanks of their car? Stop to think about that, class. You would be angry if your car stalled on the highway. How much do you respect yourself? Or Diet Coke, cigarettes.
And I definitely will stand right up and say, yep, that's my mom. And what an amazing, wonderful woman she has been.
It was probably 10, 11 o'clock at night, and people were calling our room to see if she would work on him, and she never denied anyone ever. And there she was in her cute little pink pajamas doing her energy work, her craniosacral. She was a little spitfire. She cracked me up.
Remember that they eat properly, have positive attitudes, get proper exercise, and stay off of junk foods and all these additives that they're adding into foods nowadays, and these artificial sweeteners and so forth are dangerous for people.
That Irene was one of the very, very few people in this world I would let work on my energy.
Energy is a flow that goes into the body and throughout the body. Everything has energy. Trees have energy. Everything has energy in it. If a tree doesn't have energy going through it, the tree dies. Same thing will happen to us.
That was such an amazing experience. You know, I started off the day just, like I said, just full of this new energy that I knew nothing about. And I had no idea how to contain it, what to do to deal with it. And when she put me on her table, instantly I just felt at ease with it. And by the time I got off of her table, I just felt so at peace and so balanced.
In 1975, Irene studied with the Touch for Health Foundation and 1 year later became an instructor. It was during this training that she met the individual who would become her very first massage student. Having no massage skills of his own, he asked Irene to teach him what she knew. After some hesitation, Irene began putting together notes and was surprised to find how much material she had. This first student arrived along with 3 others eager to learn, and the well-known classes in Irene's basement began.
Well, basically I started the first ones right out of my basement. And then I knew that I couldn't have it out of my house. So I opened up a school that they would learn from.
When I was in high school and in college, Irene taught massage in the basement of our house, which was kind of weird in those days. Then in 1987, she started a state licensed school. That was on Southfield Road, and I started working with her then. So we stayed there about 4.5 years. And then we moved to a building on 10 Mile. It was an old office building that we had refinished to meet our needs at the time. And we did continue to expand and grow. And as we started to realize we were going to outgrow that building, we started making plans for a new home for our school. And we did find some land on Franklin Road off of Telegraph, and we had a brand new facility built that we were both very proud of. And that's where Irene spent close to the last 10 years of her life teaching and sharing her wisdom with others at that school. And people have always remarked how when they walk in the door, they feel the peace, they feel like it's a serenity from the busyness of the world. I believe that the positive feeling that people have when they walk into our building is due in a large part to Irene's teachings and the energy that she had to share with the world.
Teaching the work she loved came naturally to her. The program Irene taught in her schools evolved from the notes she pulled together from that first small class. Through the years, she used every opportunity to educate the public about the benefits and rewards of myomassology. At the age of 67, Irene opened her first school with one of her teaching assistants. It was the fall of 1987, and her daughter, Kathy, began working for her in the office. This school's success prompted Irene and Kathy to branch out and start their own school in 1993, naming it Irene's Myomassology Institute. Through the combined efforts of this dynamic mother and daughter team, the Institute proved to be another jewel in Irene's crown of success. With increasing enrollment, the school continued to expand to almost 6 times its original size. Irene and Kathy spent several years planning and building a new home for the school, where they moved in 2002. This state-of-the-art building was designed from the ground up to provide an environmentally friendly space ideal for learning massage.
And I said, but you know, I said, Irene, I said, you and Kathy have really done a wonderful job with that school. I said, you really have. I have a lot of admiration for you, because look at what you've done. I said, it's just amazing to me. And I was in awe of her because of what she did at the stage of her life that she did it. You know, that's a lot.
As soon as you drive on campus, you know that you're in a different place. You're in a different mindset, a different world. When you just drive onto the facility, we're in the middle of an industrial park. There are office complexes to the left and to the right of us, but you could not tell that as soon as you walk on our parking lot. Once you walk into our building, the feeling of ease and calm immediately encompasses you. If you have a chance to visit the school, you can see that they live very, very cleanly. They use solar powers for their electricity. They've just remodeled using recycled and repurposed material. The floors and chairs that I'm standing on and sitting on now are bamboo refurbished. So they really go out of their way, and to a lot of time to detriment of their own expense to make the world a little bit better.
See, right in there. And you're going this way, because you can feel it.
You can feel it inside there.
See, quick.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing that, the opposite way, you're over the fix.
Okay. So
Okay.
this way.
Yeah, come over here, so you can feel the clavicle. And now you're going to go this direction. You can feel that underneath there, really. And if anybody's ever had
The other way.
football players and hockey players, and sometimes people bang into them and the clavicle is pushed down in, that also will kind of prevent the circulation to the head and the subclavian vein and artery in there. So this will kind of release it and lift it back up. I've often heard some people fall and click right into the place they were belong.
Always seek the truth, speak the truth, and serve your fellow man with love and compassion. Blessings to you always.
In the clinic one day, she was working on a young lady in the clinic, and I could just feel her energy. So I put my hand just above hers, and I could just feel everything radiating off of her. So just like, you know, how she would ask, you know, during the massage, are you feeling this here or feeling this there? You should feel this on the bridge of your nose. Or I was asking the girl on the table.
The one time while she was working on me, I asked her if she could actually see the energy, and she said no, but she could feel it.
My hands aren't moving. You know, that I'm not doing the moving. That people wouldn't get that part, because I mean they're just seeing her moving.
My hands aren't moving, but do you feel movement there?
I think one of her greatest strengths were her wanting to learn and wanting to keep moving forward and never being comfortable with where she was and her education and her knowledge base. So she was always trying to learn more.
I want you to bring your arm up, straight up towards the ceiling. And this will start with, okay, let's do that 2 more times in there.
Because she was busy with her life and what she believed in, where her passions were, in taking and assisting others and helping others, in loaning people money and guiding them and us. And we were always there. She took us on fabulous vacations all over the place, in the car, camping, flying places. She believed in life. She didn't sit still much at all.
Well, because I keep moving all the time. I'm not stagnant. I'm not a couch potato.
When I worked with Irene, which was 10 years ago, when she was at least 80 years old, you know how you lock arms with somebody when you're standing back to back and you lock arms with them? Well, she asked me to do that just so she can show me how strong she was, so she could lift me off the ground. I know I'm not probably the biggest person, but still for her to do that at 80 was pretty impressive. And it was in front of the class, so she got her props that way too.
Okay, I want you to push down to the table. Come on, really push. Even if you are fighting with the 78-year-old lady.
Irene worked hard well into her golden years, never ready to stop learning and growing. She forged a path for thousands of massage students to carry on her wisdom. She traveled the world offering master classes, earning a reputation as one of the foremost authorities on bodywork. The profound impact she had on the massage profession is immeasurable.
Still working 50 to 60 hours a week, and sometimes he runs to 70 hours a week.
Are you really? You're not really.
And when
Irene, and just knowing who she is, you know that goals are possible. So there's no excuse to not work hard or not to know that you can make somebody else's life better. You know, in the case of massage therapy, I go to work and it's to help other people, and knowing how Irene has dedicated herself to it, I know that it is possible, and there's just no reason not to try your hardest.
Irene is an inspirational person. Just, you know, her being is just inspirational. The fact that she's still doing what she's done for so many years, the thing that she inspires us to keep going because she's still going.
I think one of the most important things is just the way she lived her life, and the example she led, and the teachings that she gave, and the possibility of carrying that forward, or paying it forward, as they say.
The things that stand out the most about Irene is her compassion.
She was definitely a special package that was put here on our earth, and so many people have been blessed by knowing her and sharing their lives with her, sharing her life.
Because of the fact that Irene's been practicing massage for almost 60 years, that's why we chose the Guinness World Record of doing a massage chain to honor that amazing accomplishment that she's had in her life and all the people she's touched and the wonderful dedication she's had to this profession.
I'm here to honor Irene. I've known her for 30 years. I am also a massage therapist, a myomassologist. Irene always says, don't say you're a massage therapist, you don't just rub, rub, rub. I'm one of her first pupils.
Really?
Yeah.
You are?
I went to her house.
I have an office at Franklin Athletic Club, and I'll always remember learning from you in the basement. I have massaged many great people from this area, and also when I lived in LA, many celebrities, and I'm a great therapist thanks to you.
Hi, I'm Christine Meinke, here for Irene's birthday. She's the most fabulous, wise teacher that I know, teaching us great massage, and I think she's given us a path of light, and everybody's there following. It's going to keep going.
All right, thank you very much.
My husband and I actually met here at Irene's. He went to school here, Greg Newsom, and was teaching and working in administration, and I was working in the store and then the office, and we met and fell in love and started our business in the city. And now I prepare food for Irene on a monthly basis and teach classes here, and I'm doing some of the food today, and we're just so honored to be a part of the Irene's family, and she's touched so many lives, and we're very, very grateful to be one of them.
So, Mom, do you know why we're having this party? Look at all these people are here to see you because they think you're fabulous. Is it your 90th birthday on Sunday? And are we going to break the Guinness World Record? For what, Myomassology or just massage?
Myomassology.
Damn it, it's not just rub,
How many
rub,
people
rub.
are going to show up today for the chain?
2,000.
What about 2,000?
2,000 people are going to be here today.
2,000?
Yeah. Uh-oh, now she's going to cry. I lied, Mom. It's only 20 people. She's crying. It's only going to be 20 people, Mom.
Congratulations, you have just broken the world record for the longest massage chain! All right, hugs all around.
Talk is cheap and it's all around. But those who lead are seldom found. You're a beautiful example, like the world has seldom ever seen. Irene.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Irene. Happy and many more.
So there's organic birthday cake and vegan cookies. You can have your choice available in the tents where we had massage earlier today. So please go and help yourself to that. 1,108 people.
When we came down off the stage after they sang happy birthday, the tears in Irene's eyes were clearly tears of joy, and she continually just thanked us over and over again. I believe that she was happier after that party than she had probably ever been in her entire life.
Well, a woman who started a therapeutic massage school in Southfield more than 5 decades ago is turning 90 this weekend.
So exciting. Her family and students are hoping to break a world record in her honor by rubbing on shoulders.
It's happening at Irene's Myomassology Institute in Southfield to honor the institute's founder, Irene Gauthier, Kathy's mom, who still receives applause for her years of teaching others to heal through touch.
She's never been about getting much attention. She's really just focused on helping people. She's a really amazing gift of healing.
What you're doing is you're sending energy from your hands into their bodies, and you can begin to feel it going through there.
Utilizing her natural-born gift, Irene incorporated a variety of bodywork techniques into her practice. Integrating expertise with her remarkable intuition, she created techniques to provide optimal healing for her clients and new material for her book. She possessed an unmatched intuitive ability to sense a problem area in someone's body.
Students at Irene's are privileged to receive the book that she wrote, The Science and Practice of Myomassology, accompanied by her DVD. The book includes the majority of Irene's pioneering techniques, many of which she is seen demonstrating on her video.
Irene would use situations that would come up in class, and she would say, I'm going to write a book, and this is going to be part of my book. Like, she would use every situation for something to click, and then she would go write it down and have another page for her book. And so I remember when she, okay, I have a few new pages, let's try them out. And that's how she started out with her book.
We're standing there at the top of the stairs, and this woman comes walking by with her hair parted and her elastic waistband pulled up to her bosoms. She stands there and she just looks up at me. Judy and I are continuing to talk, and I'm looking down at her. Judy never introduces her, and Judy continues to talk, and Irene continues to stare at me. And I kind of look at her. Why is this cleaning woman staring at me? I had no idea who she was. She was so unassuming. Judy never introduced her. A month later, I come back, I sign up for school, I take the book home, open the book, and there's that cleaning woman's picture.
Well, I was really excited when I see her walk in the room, and I said, hey, I think this lady in my book, because we didn't get the books until then. And it was like, wow, that's Irene. Wow, she's going to be my instructor. Wow, shit. And it's like, but if you're going to learn from somebody, who else better learn from.
Frequently, she astounded her class by sensing a student's source of pain and relaying the information from across the room, even with her back turned. When asked about it, she would simply shrug and say, "I could just feel it." She gave credit for this ability to what she called the master creator. It was her belief that everyone has this ability and they need only to quiet their minds and listen.
One thing I remember that has stuck with me all these years was when Irene walked into the room and somehow reached across the space and mentioned to somebody what particular issue needed to be worked on.
I watched her hands work. I'd asked her why her hands shook, and she goes, "That's not me, that's the master." And then she'd be working on somebody and her hands would stop shaking, and I'd say, "Well, why'd they stop shaking?" She goes, "'Cause it's done." And in class, she would be way at the front of the room and we would be at the back, and she'd say, "You girls over there, she needs something, you know, like some kind of work done." And we'd go, "How does she know that?"
And I heard her saying something, "Now if you'd only work on this part of your feet like I've told you, you wouldn't have to come back so often." And I thought, oh, this is what Mother and Dad had always talked about.
And the rest is history. Thank you, Irene, for all that you have taught me.
From knowledge and years of experience, she developed myomassology as a comprehensive healing art. Myomassology provides the practitioner with a variety of skills to tailor to each session, allowing maximum healing to occur. Irene always said, "Regular massage is just rub, rub, rub. I do myomassology."
And she used to say, "Massage is just rub, rub, rub. I do myomassology." And that's exactly what it is. And it's concentration on the person as a whole, that you can't separate mind, body, and spirit.
Okay, I mean, we're talking long-term, long-change goals. You know, we can do a lot more than what Irene would say, just rub, rub, rub.
I always tell my students that they should not diagnose. They can say, well, there seems to be congestion in an area. Perhaps we can get the energy to flow properly and so forth. We're not doctors. We don't diagnose.
During a typical myomassology session, Irene practiced numerous therapeutic modalities. Following her intuition, she adapted each of her treatments to the client's individual needs. However, she often concentrated on energy balancing and cranial techniques. Clients in tune with her work would marvel at the energy that came from her hands. Irene's humble response to this would be, "I'm just the jumper cables."
Because when people would want to call themselves healers, she's like, "I'm not a healer." You know,
Right.
she would always make, "I'm not a healer. I don't heal people. I'm a facilitator. I'm jumper cables. That's all I do." You know, and that's what it always irritates me. People, I say, "Man, that's a lot to put on your shoulders, you being a healer and all." You're walking across water here in a minute. But I think that was the nicest thing, though, because she was so humbling with it. And even after Irene had passed away, my mother even said, "Just think of all the people she has touched, all the lives she has changed just through what she has done."
One person. It just takes one person. So I really honor her and her life and the strength and the courage and pure power it took for her to single-handedly change the world and make a difference, one person at a time. And the lives that she touched their lives, and they turned around and touched somebody else's lives, and that's how peace and love is spread. And so my biggest message was, out of her passing, that she made such a huge imprint on this world, and showing me again that it only takes one person, and peace starts with you.
Irene will be inducted into the Massage Therapy Hall of Fame at the World Massage Festival in Las Vegas, Nevada in August 2012. The mission statement for the Hall of Fame is to honor those who built the bridges for our profession, to educate the general public about massage, to educate therapists about different types of massage, and to have fun.
I think one of my favorite things about my mom was when she'd get that twinkle in her eye and that mischievous little grin she'd have, and you'd know she was up to something or she's about to tell a corny little joke, and she'd be so cute that I would just have to reach over and give her a big hug.
She was always on the benches at the pool. She was in the audience at the concerts. She would shuffle us anywhere. took us on wonderful vacations. I'm sure we were her #1 priority.
Well, one of my most recent favorite memories of my mom was we were driving in the car and it was a very sunny day, and I reached in and got her sunglasses for her, and she put those on, and I had turned up the music a little bit, and I looked over and she was just bouncing her head right in time to the Rolling Stones, and I just had to laugh out loud. She was absolutely adorable, and whenever you'd tell her how cute she was, she'd just say, "You gotta be kidding me," and that just made her even cuter. I miss my mom. She was definitely an amazing, wonderful, loving mother.
Been out shopping for some household stuff. I remember pillows and some other things. And then we'd gone into Kmart and came out, and somebody had stole our stuff, the packages out of the car. And that was like a big deal. Then we didn't have much money at all. My mom worked hard for every dollar that she had, you know, trying to raise a family. And I remember like leaving and driving out and seeing this person carrying our bags through the parking lot. And then like my mom stopping, and I think most people would yell at the person or go get the police or tell security or something. But instead my mom's talking to this person, and next thing I know, we're giving them a ride home. If I'm not mistaken, I think she gave them our pillows.
You're here certainly, but you have thousands, literally thousands of therapists in the world and throughout the world, not just in little Michigan, but in every single state in the United States and in the 7 different countries. We have our therapists working, and they're world recognized for it. It's a pretty amazing thing.
And what bone do we have here that isn't attached to any other bone? Hyoid. Hyoid. And stop to think of, there's muscles that come off the jaw here and attach to the hyoid bone and then attach here to the central part of the jaw.
Oh, I just remember feeling like, wow, who knew? I came into this thinking I'd do a little massage, and who knew that it would change my life and that this path would be open to me. In the moment and as a student, and even when I would go, and I always wanted to be the fly on the wall, and she'd like let me, and many of us, she would, in her basement, I would just sit there and watch her work. It was just like so fascinating to me.
To share with the future generations, I would say they all need to start listening and start sharing this information with their clients that they work with, so that we can educate the whole planet, educate all the people on it, that they start taking responsibility for themselves. Not listen to all this hype that comes on TV and so place and all the ads.
For those of us who were fortunate enough to have her as a teacher, therapist, friend, or relative, we know Irene gave us high standards to emulate. Her example of a healthy balance of mind, body, and spirit inspired us, not just with words, but with positive actions. She reminded us thousands of times, "Your body is a temple." It was with great sadness that Irene's passing was announced on October 25, 2010. At the age of 90, she was still coming to work 5 days a week to see her clients and work with students in her school clinic. Although her presence is very much missed by her family and those at her school, her spirit lives on in us all. If people needed her help, Irene could not turn them away. It was her goal to promote natural methods of healing and to encourage people to take responsibility for their health. She most certainly achieved her goal of carrying the knowledge she gained to future generations and making the world a much better place.
Sheep and soul around.